Hello and welcome to another episode of PixelBOX. And the first package here is not in a box because this was actually hand delivered to me by a friend and fan of the channel by the name of Euro. And he actually has a channel himself he just started called Alienware Nut. So please go check that out. And yeah, he wanted to meet up with me. He actually lives in Florida, same as I do. And I said, yeah, absolutely. And he brought me this. It is a Radeon HD 4670 AGP. Again, this is one of the very last and one of the fastest AGP graphics cards that were made. And I was just completely blown away by this gift. Just wow, that's that's really awesome. Again, thank you so much to Euro. And if you're interested at all in Alienware, I don't hear Alienware talked about a lot anymore, but he's really into it, and they've got some really interesting systems that I wasn't even aware of. So go check him out at Alienware Nut, and we're gonna go on to testing this card. Alright, so yeah, the graphics card booted up just fine, and now we have the drivers installed already. And I do apologize for the flickering on the screen. It's due to the CRT. We're going to go ahead and start up a 3D application here. And there it is, running 3D. That looks beautiful. Real quick, we're going to take a look also at GPU-Z. And we can see here the core clock is running at 750 megahertz, 800 megahertz on the memory. That would be, I believe that should be 1600 megahertz effectively. And of course we have 320 unified shaders with 32 texture mapping units and 8 ROPs. We'll run a couple quick benchmarks here. I'm not going to fully test out the card right away. I don't necessarily have the best drivers because I haven't tested multiple drivers, but let's see how it does in 3D Mark 05 at least. Alright, so there's a result, 12,426. Now if we go and take a look at the results for the 3850, you can see 14,129. So yeah, definitely the 3850 is doing a little bit better there. But that's of course one benchmark. And yeah, it just goes to show it did complete the benchmark without any issues whatsoever. It's a very quiet running card as well. So I couldn't be more happy with this. Thank you so much to Euro, better known as Alienware Nut. Please go check out his channel once again. And yeah, just massive kudos. Awesome guy. Alright, on to the next package. Alright, this next package comes from a person known by the handle Eric in various places. He also goes by Beaver on Twitter. He owns a number of rare graphics cards, such as the 5800 Ultra. He actually has a couple of those, including an engineering sample, and as well a Valeri Duo V8 Ultra, which he actually has two of those as well. So he's a collector of rare stuff, and he actually had some graphics cards that he wanted to get rid of, so he sent them to me. Oh, there's a surprise in here. Oh, cool. This is an XGI card, a Valeri V3 XT. That's unexpected. Even comes with a case badge. Alright, sweet. So yeah, unlike the Valeri Duo, these were far more common. These were budget oriented, as you could probably tell just by looking at it. If you watch Timmy Joe's channel. He's done a video recently on this card. As far as I recall, this card has DirectX 8 support only, and generally compares to, say, a 9200 SE, being that both cards would have a 64-bit memory interface and such. So not a speed demon, but one thing I like to do with really slow cards like this one and say the GeForce FX 5200 SE, which is similar to this, is see what they can play. Go back and test out some older games and see how far back I need to go before the game performance gets to be actually pretty decent. Because no matter how bad the graphics card is, if you go back in time far enough with your games and your software, you can actually make it look good and make it useful. So that's a really cool one to get. And thank you so much, Eric, for sending this one, but there's more in the box. All right, sweet. We have an 8800 GT. So he got a lot of cards, as I understand it, and this was one of them. He didn't have any use for a card like this, so I said I would take it because, well, there's a lot to talk about with the 8800 GT. This was a heck of a value back when it came out in 2007. And this next one is a 7800 GT. So yeah, this would have been one rung down from the flagship 7800 GTX, the 256 meg version. Came out at the same time as the flagship card, and this one had 20 PixelPipes versus its flagship brother's 24, but was still, you know, very, very good performer back in its day. I think this one still managed to outperform the previous generation flagship card, the 6800 Ultra. So might want to retest that and find out if that remains true. You know, depending on the drivers, software, and the system. But he did mention that he did not test either of these cards, so he doesn't know if they actually work. And for this package, I present to you my cat's butt. Alright, well, that was extremely well packed. And this is a GeForce GTX 285. And this is actually a donation. So thank you very much to Tony for sending me this. He was originally going to send me his own personal GTX 285 for me to benchmark, but I don't typically take loaner donations, so I had to turn him down. But he wanted to do something for me, so he actually purchased this on eBay for me, which is incredible. And yeah, this is awesome. This looks like a completely like a reference cooler, just very, yeah, just good example of a 285. I really like the more reference designs, but this one will be very handy for future comparisons against something like a Radeon HD 4890, for example. So yeah, really excited about that one. Thank you so much, Tony. All right, and this next one, I believe, comes from eBay. What is this? Oh! No way! Okay. Wow. Yeah, so this is actually another donation from Tony. He said he had a surprise coming my way. He told me about the 285, but he didn't tell me anything about this one, and wow. Awesome. So yeah, if you didn't know, this is a dual GPU version of the 285. It's basically using two of the GT200 B1 revision or the 55 nanometer GPUs in a dual GPU configuration. And this is awesome. Wow. Wow. Yeah, that's an amazing donation. Thank you so much, Tony. This is going to be something really interesting to test for sure. And so we'll get right into trying it out and seeing if it works.
All right, this next package here comes from David from Maryland. And yeah, he saw a post on my PixelPipes Facebook page where I had mentioned my main system going down. And so since I was without one, he offered to send me a complete Lenovo system that he had sitting around. And if that weren't enough, he also sent a motherboard, a socket A MSI K7N2 Delta 2, which uses an Enforce 2 Ultra chipset. So very nice, high-end, later Athlon XP motherboard that will be useful for testing later CPUs in that line. But yeah, I mean, he sent this Lenovo, and it comes equipped with a Core i5 4590. It's pretty decent little system, and it was just to get me up and running again, so I had something to edit videos and just generally have a computer to use. And he even outfitted it with an SSD for me and pre-installed Windows 10 and everything on there. So that was just incredible. I couldn't believe the generosity that he showed by sending this along. So just amazing. This system served me quite well for several months until I got my main desktop back up, and then it actually served as a pretty good upgrade for my wife's system. So just overall, it's just been really great to have for the both of us. And again, I can't get over the kindness that he showed us. It was it was just really awesome. So I can't thank you enough, David, for this system. It really helped a lot.
So yeah, that about wraps it up for PixelBOX episode 10. Thank you so much for being patient for this episode, and thank you so much for the donations, everyone who has been so giving. It's incredibly humbling just to see the generosity and the kindness of my viewers and the people in this community. It's really amazing. This episode was several months in the making, and as you may have noticed, I changed things a bit. We're just focusing on donations pretty much from here on out, unless I get something really noteworthy that I actually purchased. But that does mean that these PixelBOX haul episodes are going to be less frequent as a result, to just basically focus on doing the content that I really want to do for this channel, and spending less time just on these little things that actually they take more time than maybe it appears, and I just don't think it's really necessary to show everything that comes through the door, but the stuff that gets sent to me from people as donations and gifts absolutely means the world to me, and it more than deserves its place in the spotlight. So that's what I'll be focusing on from here on out. As always, if you have any comments or suggestions, or if you just want to contact me for whatever reason, you can email me at pixelpipes@gmail.com, or send me a message on Facebook, my PixelPipes page on there. I'm also on Twitter and Instagram as well. So Thanks for watching. I have plenty more content on the way, so don't you worry. We're back on track. I got my desktop back up and running, and so things should be moving forward from here on out. Take care.